Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're cooking up something that would be a staple when I was growing up. It's something that I ate pretty much almost every weekend. It's something that I love to cook, and being on carnivore, you don't have a lot of options unless you're just eating meat. So I was scouring the internet, coming across different recipes, different ideas, and I decided to stick with this one that I saw on Carnivore Chef's YouTube channel. It'll be linked down in the description below, and the video, recipe, all that stuff will be down there too. But we're making biscuits and gravy. It doesn't get much more southern than that, and it's going to stay pretty much within the realm of carnivore. Now, for those of you that aren't doing dairy, this one's not going to be suited for you in that aspect. But all around, this is going to be delicious, and I can't wait to get started. So let's get to it. Here's everything that we're going to need to get this thing going. We've got some heavy whipping cream, a little bit of baking powder. We've got ground up pork rinds, eggs, cream cheese, and some sausage. It's literally everything you're going to need. The reason I chose his recipe to go by was because it was super simple, and it honestly looked the most like traditional gravy biscuits to me. First thing we're going to do is get these biscuits going. So the ingredients in these biscuits are as simple as this. I've got 6 ounces or 2 bags of the ground up pork rinds that I put in the food processor a little bit earlier. And then I have 6 eggs and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now these amounts are pretty much doubling the recipe that he put in his video. So we're going to see how doubling everything works out. First thing we're going to do is get our eggs cracked. Now you're doing whole eggs here. We're not separating whites, we're not separating yolks, we're doing whole eggs. Once we have our eggs cracked in the bowl with the pork rinds, we're going to go ahead and add our baking powder to it. And we're just going to start mixing. Now you're going to want to mix until this comes all incorporated and it actually starts to look like a little bit of a cake batter. And you're going to want to make sure that all of those pork rinds start to kind of rehydrate and get moist, and as many of the clumps are gone as you can. So once we have our biscuit batter done, we're going to go ahead and get our big cast iron skillet out, and we're essentially going to fry these things, kind of like fry cakes. I'm going to take a pretty big scoop of bacon grease, let it melt in the pan, and then we're going to spoon these out and make our biscuits. Similar to like drop biscuits, but without bacon. So while our bacon grease was melting, I decided to bust out these little pancake ring molds that I had. And we're going to do those so that they stay uniform and they'll be like little biscuit discs. So we're just going to fill these up and let them get seared up. Nope, I found a piece of eggshell. Good thing I saw that. Alright, so now that we got all these filled in, we're just going to go ahead and let them fry. And we'll get started on our gravy in a little bit. Alright, now that our biscuits are done, and man, they look awesome. Like, I'm very surprised at how good they look. We're going to go ahead and brown up our sausage. Now this part of the recipe is pretty much like any other gravy making recipe. You're just going to brown your sausage up, and you want it to be however thick or fine as you personally like it. I like a pretty fine chopped up sausage in my sausage gravy, so that's what we're going to do. Now that our sausage is browned up, I've got it pulled off the heat, and I'm just going to turn my eye on pretty much medium-low heat. And what we're going to do, I'm going to make this the same way that I make regular sausage gravy. Reed over at Carnivore Chef, he did it a little bit different. He separated his sausage, but I'm going to use this milk or this heavy cream to kind of deglaze my skillet here a little bit. Now that we've got it a little bit cooled down, so we're just going to go in with a whole pint. And we're just going to kind of mix it around off the heat for right now. There's still a lot of residual heat in that cast iron. And now once that's good and cooled down, we're going to go ahead and slide it back over to our heat side. And we're just going to kind of stir it for a little bit and let this reduce down some. As the water begins to evaporate, it's going to get a little bit thicker. Now as you can see, I haven't seasoned or done anything yet. The sausage is seasoned, and we're going to add a lot of black pepper here just a little bit. Alright, our heavy whipping cream is just starting to kind of simmer. You can see the steam and stuff coming up off of it. That means that water's evaporating. So we're going to go ahead and add in our cream cheese. Now this is just 4 ounces of cream cheese. We'll see how this does in there, and depending on how thick it gets, we may add some more. But I also have a little bit of heavy cream here extra to add just in case it gets a little bit too thick. And just like making regular gravy, you want to scrape that bottom, get all them bits of sausage up off the bottom. That just adds flavor to your mixture. So it's starting to thicken up now. Now we're going to add in our pepper. Give that a mix. Let's give it a taste. I'm going to add just a smidge more pepper. But I think we're ready to eat, y'all. All right, y'all, there you have it. We've got Carnivore Biscuits and Gravy, sausage gravy. I've already tasted this gravy, and I literally can't believe it, so I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna go ahead and get me 2 biscuits. Let's get that one there. We're just gonna sit them in the middle of the plate. Those biscuits look good too. And we're just gonna ladle some of this gravy right over top of it. Now, where I'm from, we like us some biscuits and gravy. And we're pretty particular about our biscuits and gravy. But now that right there, if you handed me that plate, I wouldn't know any difference. Let's give it a bite. Make sure we get some sausage, gravy. You're kidding. Y'all, that pork rind and egg mixture is pillowy and fluffy, but it still has a little bit of a bite, the crispiness where we seared it on both sides. That gravy though, y'all, this is a game changer. You need to try this out. If you're trying to do carnivore, if you're trying to cut carbs, if you're trying to cut back on a lot of the things that we're used to eating, but you still want that down-home southern cooking, this is one you have to add to your recipe book. Reed, I appreciate you for posting the recipe, man. I'm super glad that I decided to try this out. Again, y'all go check out his channel and the video link down in the description box. And as always, guys, I appreciate you for watching. Y'all stick with me. We'll see what we can do. Thanks, guys. God bless. Hey, baby! This is good. She needs to come try this.